What does it truly mean to feel safe? Is it merely a comforting mental state, or is there something more profound, a hidden biological process at work beneath the surface of our consciousness? When we talk about safety, we often think in terms of protection from external threats, whether it's the comforting embrace of a loved one, the stability of our home, or the security of a predictable environment. But what if safety is not just a psychological experience, but something deeply wired into our biology? Is safety purely a construct of our minds, or is there a neurobiological foundation that shapes how we feel secure in the world around us? To explore this, let's look at how our brains interpret and react to safety. The relationship between our minds and bodies, especially in moments of threat or comfort, is far more intricate than we realize. For example, have you ever wondered why sometimes, even when we are in environments that should feel safe like our homes, or in the presence of people we trust, we still feel uneasy or anxious? On the flip side, why do we sometimes feel calm and secure in situations where danger seems imminent? The answer lies not just in our thoughts, but in a deeply ingrained biological process that operates at the core of our survival instincts. One of the most fascinating breakthroughs in neuroscience involves understanding how our brains react to stress, trauma, and comfort. Research into how the brain processes safety has uncovered some unexpected truths. One landmark study revealed how even when we think we are safe, our brains are constantly scanning the environment for threats, a process that is often at odds with our perception of security. This seemingly contradictory behavior points to an underlying paradox in the brain's instincts for survival. In fact, certain brain areas, like the amygdala and prefrontal cortex, play a pivotal role in shaping our perceptions of safety, but what they do goes far beyond mere threat detection. Their involvement is far more nuanced than we once thought. In truth, these areas are not only responsible for alerting us to danger but also for managing our response to safety, comfort, and even trust. The more we dive into the neurobiology of safety, the more we realize that it's not just about avoiding danger, it's about how we experience the world, how we process security, and how our brain constantly navigates between these opposing forces. The study of safety, trust, and the neurobiology of security has deep roots in both psychology and neuroscience, with significant contributions from early thinkers who began to unravel the complexities of attachment and fear. One of the pioneering figures in understanding how humans form attachments and, consequently, how they experience safety was British psychologist John Bowlby. His groundbreaking work in the mid-20th century laid the foundation for what we now call attachment theory, which explores how early relationships with caregivers influence our ability to feel safe and secure in the world. Bowlby's research suggested that the bonds we form in early childhood are vital in shaping our capacity to trust others and, ultimately, to feel safe within our social and physical environments. Around the same time, Harry Harlow, an American psychologist, conducted his famous monkey experiments that dramatically shifted our understanding of attachment and emotional security. Harlow's work involved separating infant monkeys from their mothers and providing them with two surrogate mothers, one made of wire and the other covered in soft cloth. The monkeys overwhelmingly preferred the cloth mother, even when the wire mother provided food. This simple yet profound observation highlighted the importance of comfort and emotional security, contrary to the previous belief that attachment was primarily based on basic needs like food. Harlow's findings demonstrated that the need for emotional safety was fundamental to survival, challenging earlier theories that downplayed the role of emotional and psychological security. These early studies laid the groundwork for modern neuroscience to further explore how the brain processes safety, attachment, and fear. The brain's evolution to differentiate between danger and safety is intricately tied to the survival instincts that have shaped the human experience for millennia. Brains are wired to protect us, and over time, they have evolved sophisticated systems to discern threats from safety. The amygdala, often referred to as the brain's alarm system, plays a central role in this process. When we encounter a potential threat, whether it's a person, a situation, or even a memory, the amygdala is activated, triggering a cascade of physiological responses, including the release of stress hormones like cortisol. This fight-or-flight reaction is essential for survival, as it helps us respond rapidly to danger. However, the amygdala does not work in isolation. The hippocampus, another key brain region, is responsible for storing memories and contextualizing threats. This region helps us remember past experiences of safety or danger, and allows us to assess whether a current situation is genuinely threatening or merely reminiscent of a past trauma. In addition to the amygdala and hippocampus, the prefrontal cortex plays a crucial role in regulating the stress response by assessing whether the perceived threat is real and determining how to respond. This interaction between the brain's emotional and cognitive systems enables us to navigate the complex terrain of safety and danger in a constantly shifting world. The balance between threat detection and safety processing is heavily influenced by neurotransmitters such as oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. Oxytocin helps facilitate feelings of trust and social connection, playing a key role in our ability to feel safe in the presence of others. Conversely, cortisol is associated with stress and danger, and high levels can disrupt the body's ability to process safety effectively, leading to a state of hypervigilance or chronic anxiety. This biological foundation of safety has profound implications for our everyday experiences. In modern life, these primal survival instincts continue to shape our behavior, though the threats we face today are often psychological rather than physical. In high-stress environments, such as war zones or traumatic situations, the biology of safety is pushed to extremes. Individuals who experience prolonged exposure to stress often suffer from dysregulated responses, where their bodies remain in a heightened state of alertness, even when no immediate threat is present. This hypervigilance can manifest in conditions like post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, where the brain's threat detection system becomes so sensitized that it remains on high alert, disrupting the ability to feel safe in otherwise environments. Conversely, in nurturing, supportive environments, the neurobiological processes associated with safety mediated by oxytocin and other positive neurotransmitters can create a sense of calm and trust. This is why supportive relationships are so critical to mental health and resilience. The presence of a caring person or community can activate neural pathways that promote safety, helping to regulate the brain's response to stress and fostering a sense of security. In today's world, the need to cultivate safety is more pressing than ever. We live in an era marked by uncertainty, whether in our personal lives, professional spaces, or online interactions. The rise of social media, for example, has introduced new forms of psychological stress. As individuals navigate the pressures of virtual validation, cyberbullying, and the fear of social disconnection. In this digital age, how do we create environments where people feel safe? The answer lies in understanding the neurobiology of safety and applying it to real-world contexts. In the workplace, for instance, organizations are increasingly recognizing the importance of psychological safety, where employees feel secure enough to express ideas, take risks, and collaborate without fear of judgment or reprisal. Similarly, in families and communities, fostering a sense of safety emotionally and physically can have profound effects on well-being. Practices such as active listening, creating supportive environments, and managing stress through mindfulness or therapy can help regulate the brain's response to uncertainty, promoting a more secure and resilient individual. As we continue to face global challenges, from political instability to the stress of daily life, the question of how to create safety will remain at the forefront of our collective consciousness, whether it's through science, social reform, or personal growth. Understanding the biology of safety is crucial in navigating an increasingly complex and unpredictable world. In recent years, a groundbreaking discovery has shifted our entire understanding of how the brain experiences safety. Neuroscientists found that the brain's safe zones, previously thought to be largely fixed or determined by early life experiences, are in fact surprisingly malleable. Through technologies like real-time fMRI and advances in neuro, researchers have observed that interventions such as mindfulness, trauma-informed therapy, and even intentional social connection can rewire the amygdala altering how it responds to perceived threats. One study revealed that consistent mindfulness practice could reduce amygdala reactivity over time, essentially retraining the brain to remain calm in situations it once perceived as threatening. This discovery reframed the brain not as a static detector of danger, but as a dynamic system capable of learning to feel safe, even after trauma. But this revelation also unveiled a disturbing paradox. If the brain's sense of safety can be reshaped, what happens when that sense doesn't align with reality? Consider this: many people now live in physically safe environments, free from violence, hunger, or immediate threats, yet suffer from chronic anxiety, hypervigilance, and mistrust. Conversely, others feel inexplicably calm in risky or toxic settings. This disconnect has become especially visible in the digital age. Social media, for instance, creates a simulated environment of connection, yet studies show it often triggers feelings of exclusion, inadequacy, and emotional insecurity. The brain, unable to distinguish between real social danger and digital signals, reacts with stress responses that are evolutionarily mismatched to the threat. Similarly, survivors of trauma may enter safe environments but feel unsafe due to past conditioning. Their amygdala remains on high alert, flooding their bodies with stress hormones, even in peaceful surroundings. In these cases, the brain's protective instincts become a persona survival mechanism that backfires. As this discovery spread beyond labs and into public awareness, it sparked a moral and philosophical debate. Should we deliberately rewire our brains to feel safe, even if it means overriding natural fear responses? Proponents argue that neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change, offers healing for trauma survivors and new hope for those living with anxiety or PTSD. Shouldn't we use every tool available, from cognitive therapies to neurofeedback, to calm a brain that's been hijacked by fear? But critics warn of a dangerous line. What if reprogramming feelings of safety blunts our ability to detect real threats? If we train the brain to feel safe in all environments, might we lose the instinctual edge that evolution designed to keep us alive? The ethical tension lies in this question. Are we healing the mind, or tampering with nature's alarm system? As neuroscience continues to uncover just how flexible the feeling of safety can be, society is left to grapple with whether that flexibility is a gift or a risk. Rising questions and conflicts. Redefining the meaning of safety, as neuroscience continues to unravel the inner workings of the brain. A series of rising questions begin to challenge our most basic assumptions about safety. Is safety truly something we acquire from our surroundings, locked doors, strong communities, protective laws, or is it, more radically, something we learn to cultivate internally through the brain's neuroplastic potential? New research suggests that the ability to feel safe may not be dictated by the world outside us, but by how our neural circuits interpret and adapt to that world. This undermines long-held beliefs that safety is primarily environmental. If a person can feel unsafe in a peaceful room, and safe amidst chaos depending on how their brain is wired, then safety becomes less a matter of circumstance and more a matter of perception. This insight forces a fundamental rethinking of how we approach everything from mental health treatment to public policy. Are we protecting people by controlling the environment, or should we focus more on helping them retrain their brains to interpret the world differently? Historically, the concept of safety has always been deeply intertwined with cultural and technological evolution. In ancient civilizations, safety was symbolized by fortified walls, guarded gates, and the physical separation of the known from the unknown. Cities like Jericho and Rome invested heavily in physical infrastructure to ward off the outward expression of a deeply ingrained psychological need to feel secure. In contrast, today's societies invest in data surveillance, digital encryption, and predictive algorithms reflecting a shift from physical danger to informational threat. This evolution reveals not just a change in technology, but a profound psychological transformation. As our threats become more abstract, so too do our methods of defense. Yet, paradoxically, the rise of modern security systems has not erased the pervasive sense of anxiety that haunts so many. It begs the question: if our tools for creating safety have grown more advanced, why hasn't our collective sense of safety improved? Modern life, in fact, seems to be plagued by a growing epidemic of anxiety disorders, chronic stress, and burnout, conditions that reflect a profound disconnect between our biological systems and the demands of the contemporary world. Despite living in some of the most physically secure societies in history, many people report feeling emotionally and psychologically unsafe. This paradox is fueled by the relentless pace of life, the pressures of achievement, economic uncertainty, and the fragmented nature of modern relationships. Social media compounds this effect. exposing us to curated images of perfection that erode self-worth and trigger social comparison. These cultural pressures hijack the brain's stress systems, making us feel as if we are constantly under threat. Even when no physical danger is present, our brains are reacting as if we are in the wild, while we are, in fact, sitting safely in climate-controlled rooms. At the societal level, the sense of insecurity is often magnified by systemic inequality, historical trauma, and political instability, communities facing poverty, discrimination, or violence experience compounded layers of threat that affect both individual and collective nervous systems. In such contexts, the biology of safety cannot be disentangled from the social conditions that shape perception and lived experience. For marginalized groups, safety is not just about personal mental habits, it's about navigating real and persistent dangers. This creates a moral and psychological tension. How do we cultivate internal safety in a world that is, for many, genuinely unsafe? The conflict between individual healing and collective justice grows sharper in light of these discoveries. We may be able to teach people how to regulate their fear responses, but if the structures around them continue to perpetuate fear, can we ever truly achieve safety either as individuals or as a society? And then comes the twist, one that everything we thought we understood about safety, despite all our walls, technologies, therapies, and cultural rituals. The startling realization is this. Feeling safe is not entirely about the world outside us but about how we perceive and interpret it. The brain, constantly scanning for signals of threat or comfort, doesn't wait for objective confirmation. It reacts first to interpretation, to meaning, to expectation. This means that two people can stand in the same environment, one flooded with calm, the other gripped by fear, not because their circumstances are different, but because their brains are telling them different stories. In a world brimming with uncertainty, climate change, political unrest, rapid digital disruption, this realization lands with both weight and wonder. If safety is shaped inside of us, then maybe we've been chasing an illusion, the belief that if we can just fix the outside world, the inside will follow. But perhaps true safety has never been an external state, it's been a subjective, neurological illusion, we have been learning to construct all along. Yet, within this revelation, lies an unsettling paradox. The very mechanisms the brain uses to create safety, like memory, emotion, social feedback, are also the ones most easily hijacked by societal forces. Algorithms curate fear, news cycles amplify uncertainty, economic structures reward scarcity. Even our identities become data points in a world that profits from emotional instability. Our amygdalas, once honed for sensing predators in the wild, are now firing in response to tweets, headlines, or an awkward silence on Zoom. We are using ancient neural tools to navigate a hypermodern world, and the mismatch is dizzying. The brain's sense of safety, it turns out, is both remarkably adaptive and deeply flawed. It is plastic, repeatable, but also vulnerable, especially when bombarded by a culture that often thrives on fear and urgency. And so, we are left to reframe the entire narrative of human safety. It is not just a question of shelter or order, it is not just about quiet rooms or locked doors. It is a relationship between brain and body, between person and society, between memory and meaning. Safety, then, is not something we find. It is something we build, moment by moment, neuron by neuron, interaction by interaction. It is biological, it is emotional, it is social, and, perhaps most radically, it is creative. In the face of a world that may never be predictable or fully secure, our greatest strength may not be controlling danger, but learning how to feel safe anyway. Here lies the twist that appends everything. What if safety isn't a condition of the world, but a construct of the mind? Across centuries, we've built walls, rules, and rituals to chase the elusive feeling of being safe. But neuroscience now reveals that this feeling is not a response to reality. It's a narrative the brain constructs based on context, memory, and meaning. In a world that's never been more hyperconnected, informed, and technologically secure, we find ourselves more anxious, distrustful, and uncertain than ever before. This exposes a profound truth. Safety, as we experience it, may be an illusion, one shaped less by the presence of danger and more by how we've been conditioned to interpret our surroundings. Asterisk, asterisk. And in a time when uncertainty is the new normal, this realization is both liberating and destabilizing. If safety can be built from within, then perhaps it was never something we had to find out there in the first place. But this realization opens the door to a darker paradox. If safety is shaped by interpretation, what happens when those interpretations are hijacked by societal forces that benefit from keeping us off balance? The brain's ancient systems for detecting danger, like the amygdala and hypothalamus, were not designed for a world of 24/7 news, algorithmic outrage, or competitive digital self-branding. These systems are highly sensitive and easily manipulated, especially when fear becomes currency. Media, politics, marketing all have learned to trigger our threat responses, often without us realizing it. This isn't a conspiracy. It's a consequence of systems optimized for attention, not well-being. The unsettling result is a world in which our sense of safety is not only malleable, but perpetually under influence, shaped by forces that do not always have our best interests in mind. And so, we must reframe everything we thought we knew. Safety is not a passive state, an active, neurobiological process, constantly shaped by what we attend to, believe, and are told. It exists at the intersection of biology, psychology, and society, a collaborative fiction that can either liberate or imprison us. This reframing demands a radical new question. Asterisk, asterisk, what if our greatest tool for safety isn't more control, but deeper awareness? Asterisk, asterisk. If we understand how safety is constructed, we might begin to reclaim it not by silencing the world, but by rewriting the stories our brains tell within it. The latest breakthroughs in neuroscience offer a clearer, more profound understanding of the brain's neurobiology of safety. It turns out that safety is not a passive experience. The brain is actively communicating its perception of safety and threat through a complex network of structures and chemical signals. Central to this process are areas like the amygdala, which detects and reacts to potential dangers, and the prefrontal cortex, which helps regulate and assess these reactions. The hippocampus then plays a crucial role in memory, constantly comparing present situations to past experiences to determine whether we're truly safe or not. In essence, safety is a dynamic conversation between these regions. This communication can be influenced by external factors like social cues or environmental stability, and internal factors such as prior experiences or even individual brain chemistry. However, this constant feedback loop isn't fixed. Asterisk, asterisk. The brain has the ability to adapt asterisk, asterisk, and recalibrate its response to these signals, which brings us to the concept of neuroplasticity. Allows the brain to reorganize itself in response to experience, essentially rewiring its pathways. This means that we can retrain our brain's sense of safety, not through external control, but by changing the way we process information. New therapies like asterisk, asterisk, mindfulness meditation, trauma-focused therapy, and even psychedelic-assisted psychotherapy asterisk, asterisk, are showing incredible promise in this area. Mindfulness helps to regulate the amygdala's hyperactivity, teaching the brain to stay calm in moments of perceived threat. Trauma-focused therapies, such as EMDR, eye movement desensitization and reprocessing, or cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, focus on reprocessing traumatic memories, reducing the intensity of the emotional and physiological responses attached to them. Furthermore, early research into psychedelics, such as psilocybin and MDMA, is showing potential in helping patients unlock deeply embedded traumatic memories and reset their emotional and cognitive patterns, fostering a profound sense of emotional safety. This shift in our understanding opens up profound possibilities for healing from past trauma. Instead of being victims of our biological wiring, we are discovering that we have the power to reshape our sense of safety by intentionally rewiring our neural circuits. Safety becomes something we can create, both through individual effort and therapeutic support, allowing us to overcome past fears and cultivate new feelings of security. On a societal level, the key to providing safety goes beyond just physical protection. It's about creating environments that foster emotional connection, trust, and mutual care. Societies can adopt social solutions that focus on nurturing collective well-being. For instance, building supportive communities where people feel seen, heard, and understood can activate the brain's social safety networks, mediated by oxytocin, the bonding hormone. By addressing not only physical needs but also emotional and psychological safety, societies can foster a culture of trust that allows individuals to thrive. Mental health resources, trauma-informed schools, workplace well-being programs, and social justice initiatives all play critical roles in creating a safety net that is both physical and emotional. When we cultivate environments that acknowledge and support the neurobiology of safety, we can foster communities where people feel both physically protected and emotionally secure a holistic sense of safety that is more than just the absence of danger, but a thriving, resilient, and interconnected state of being. That as we step back and reflect on the science of safety, we are confronted with profound and humbling truths about our existence. Safety, as it turns out, is not a final destination. It is a dynamic, evolving process, one that continuously shifts between the realms of biology, psychology, and society. The very idea that we can manipulate and reshape our sense of safety by understanding the brain's intricate neural circuits reveals an astonishing truth. We are not merely at the mercy of our surroundings, we are active participants in creating our own sense of security. And yet, in a world marked by change and uncertainty, true, unshakable safety may remain elusive. What does this tell us about the human condition? Does true safety even exist, or is it something we must continuously seek and build, moment by moment, neuron by neuron? Perhaps, in the end, the pursuit of safety is not about finding it outside of ourselves but about learning to build it from within. And in our relationships with one another, safety, then, becomes a constructive fluid, subjective experience that we actively shape, influenced by our personal histories, our social bonds, and the environments we navigate. As we consider this, an open-ended question arises. If safety is, in fact, a construct of the mind, what does that say about our ability to shape the world around us? If we can rewire our neural circuits, rewrite our interpretations of danger and comfort, does that mean we also have the power to transform our external realities? Can we create not just safe spaces, but a safe world, not merely by controlling the environment, but by deepening our understanding of one another and building more resilient, compassionate connections? Is it enough to simply feel safe, or do we need to actively create safety in every aspect of our lives through human connection, understanding, and shared resilience? This question forces us to confront not only our personal beliefs about safety, but also our collective responsibility for cultivating environments that allow all people to feel secure. In the end, perhaps the most awe-inspiring realization is this: there is still so much to learn about the delicate, intricate balance between fear and safety in our lives. The human brain, capable of both tremendous vulnerability and remarkable resilience, continues to reveal new layers of complexity. And as science continues to unravel the mysteries of how we perceive and create safety, we come to understand that the quest for safety is not a fixed goal, but an ongoing journey, one that requires both an awareness of our biological wiring and a commitment to building the kinds of relationships, communities, and societies that nurture the deepest sense of security. In this light, the true power lies not in the illusion of perfect safety, but in our collective ability to evolve, adapt, and create safety together. The journey itself, full of uncertainty and discovery, is perhaps the greatest form of security we can find. As we ponder the profound effects of forgiveness on our brain chemistry, we are confronted with a deeply reflective question. If forgiveness can change our brain chemistry, what does that say about our power to heal, to transform, and to rewrite our own narratives? This discovery invites us to reconsider forgiveness not just as a moral act, but as a transformative tool for emotional and physical well-being. In a world that often rewards retribution, grudges, and holding on to past wrongs, forgiveness becomes an act of liberation, not just for the person we forgive, but for ourselves. It is a means by which we reclaim our power, rewrite the stories of pain and resentment that often define us, and ultimately, allow our brains to reshape the way we process emotions and relationships. Forgiveness is not about erasing the past, but about reframing it, allowing us to move forward without the burden of anger or regret. In a society where justice and retribution are often emphasized over reconciliation, forgiveness can feel counterintuitive, even impossible. Yet, This act of letting go is essential to our deeper human need for connection and peace. Forgiveness opens the door to emotional release and renewal, allowing us to cultivate empathy, compassion, and understanding, qualities that are essential not only for personal peace but also for healing broken relationships and creating communities that thrive on connection. It is not a denial of the wrongs done to us, but a choice to release the hold that those wrongs have on our hearts and minds.